This week on the Pete the Planner Show, we answer your money questions because that's what we always sometimes do. I'm your host, Pete the Planner, and special this week in studio instead of behind the scenes, we welcome producer Nicole. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. We got 3 great financial questions this week we're going to go through, and we begin right away. We're jumping right into it because I feel like we're going to discuss this one for a while. It is from a man. Due to the sensitive nature of this question,
Yeah.
I'm not going to give his name.
No, I agree.
I don't know. Pete, I would like your opinion. My son, and then he gave the kid's name, which I'm not going to give you, recently got married, and they're both 25 years old.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they make you look really young. His wife is a pharmacist and makes more money than he does. We call that marrying up. I added that part.
Oh, I like that, though.
She took on over $200,000 in debt for her degree. My son has a BS, which I assume means a Bachelor of Science.
Yeah. You know.
And an MBA, and graduated both degrees without any debt. And then in a parenthetical phrase, my friend wrote in the email, I was very instrumental in him achieving that goal. I like that. It's a little bit extra.
He's like, yeah, I need you to know.
Just so you know, I'm a big deal. Continuing. The wife, I assume he means his son's wife, basically calls the shots in their finances. They use one joint account to pay for all of their combined bills. So Obvi, my son, he put obviously, but I put Obvi to freshen it up.
Because, you know.
Sometimes I know words. So Obvi, my son is paying toward her student loans. I'm not sure he should be paying her loans, but that's his decision. He's in his 3rd year of his career with a large corporation. The first year he took my advice and maxed out both his company 401k and his maximum IRA contribution. That's great. The last 2 years, he is only making the 401k. I told him if he wants to pay toward her loans, that's up to him, but I wouldn't do that until his retirement contributions are fully maxed out. I don't think it's fair to my son otherwise. They also bought a $300,000 house recently with a $60,000 down payment, $30,000 of which was a gift to them from my wife and I as an early partial inheritance. What are your opinions? I have several opinions.
Same.
Well,
Wow.
All right, Hollywood Square style.
So, just at first glance at this, can
Yes.
we agree or discuss at the fact that maybe the dad is kind of a, please just do what I want you to do?
Possibly. I would view this as a more, I don't know what I'm about to say, if it's insulting or not. I don't particularly care.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be insensitive. I just call it like I see it. This is very helicopter-y.
Yeah.
You know?
He's still a little too involved. If he and his wife, they're married, they're a couple. There's obviously a future that is going to exist between the two of them. And the father still seems, for whatever reason, to be acting like that this isn't a forever thing. That he sees he's acting as if
There's a possibility this doesn't work out.
Yes.
I feel that way
There's
too.
a total tone to that. And I don't feel like that is helping the situation of what he wants his son to do.
No, I'm a father.
Yes.
And I can tell you that my feelings about what I want best for my children have developed over the years and have gotten stronger. So like last night at Ted's Little League game, he wasn't paying attention. A ball got hit by him that he should have got.
Yeah.
And I got sort of frustrated, not at him for any other reason than I want him what's best for him. And I want him to learn that he should pay attention.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so, but this is all internal frustration.
Right.
I mean, I still let him eat dinner and everything.
Yeah. Just this one.
Just this once. and I don't know if that's this email's that different in the sense that my man just wants what's best for his son. And there's actually nothing wrong with that.
No. However, I think, especially as an individual who is close to this age, I'm very aware that my parents want what is best for me,
Sure.
as they always have. But there is a way for you to deliver this of your well wishes and how you think that your child should go about these things without making it come across as this is what you need to do, and I'm not going to support you if you don't do so.
Yeah, and I actually don't feel that guy is going there. I think that's a really good point.
Yeah.
I don't think he's crossed that line because he's basically weighed in,
Yeah.
and that's all he can do. I'll say this, and this is my personal opinion, and this is an opinion based on talking to tens of thousands of people about their financial lives.
Yeah.
I think if you get married young, you as a couple take on everyone's debt.
Yeah. I think it goes back to that whole of when you get married, your income is your income. It's not someone gets a vote or someone gets more because they make more. It's this is your income. So when you get married, when you take on the debts, this is your debt. That's a goal for the two of you to get rid of those.
Yeah, because didn't she married into the emailer's wealth?
Yeah.
I mean, she gets part of the early inheritance. She is getting the fact that her husband had an education that didn't cost him in the aftermath. She married into that.
Right.
And so, unfortunately, or fortunately, the son has to marry into her debt.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those two. If they're so concerned about paying off this student loan debt before they do anything else, then why would you buy a $300,000 house?
That's a bigger point.
You know?
And the point there, too, is I am staunchly against down payment assistance from parents.
Yes.
It is incredibly common. I burn bridges every time I talk about it. I don't particularly care because I find that it artificially makes someone feel like they're ready for that step in their life because it gets trivialized down to, well, it's basically a glorified form of renting since I got the down payment assistance and this is better than renting. And I just disagree with that. But it's not like someone who gets the down payment's a bad person or someone who gives the down payment's a bad person. I think the bigger issue is there's just stuff all over the place here. Number one, I think the son is absolutely responsible for establishing household goals, which include attacking their joint debt.
Yeah, I agree.
And I view her debt to be their joint debt.
Because they're married. It's like one of those, my special friend and I, we each have our own student loans, but we're not married. So therefore, that is still our own student loan debt to pay down ourselves.
I mean, I don't know. I'm going to get really weird, and I'll probably end up disagreeing with myself. I think you end up marrying someone's past when you marry them.
Yeah, if that debt is still there.
Yeah,
know?
I mean, just in general. I mean, even
Right.
more philosophically, you marry who that person was.
Yeah.
In the situations they've been through.
Right.
And I think the manifestation of that financially is a student loan. So I think that a parent should not weigh in on they can weigh in. I just disagree because I'm weighing in that the son shouldn't pay off the debt.
Yeah. I think it's the parent is just still a little too involved.
I agree with that. I do think it is great that the dad, the emailer, got the son to put that much into his 401k.
Oh, gosh, absolutely.
That's fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
that step alone will likely make this couple millionaires.
I think it's one of those two that if the son is taking aspects of the father's advice, the dad has to look at this as his child is thinking about the financial decisions that he's making. And he's now got to trust that if the son needs guidance, he will come to him for that.
Yeah.
But also let the son start to make some of his own decisions and be able to own some of those decisions.
I've seen this situation so many times. The emailer is, and I don't know, but I'm going to go ahead, is a very financially successful person.
Oh, yeah. A father wouldn't have his son maxing out his...
No,
at that age, no way.
So it's almost like, well, I'm successful, so I'm going to show you what it takes to be successful too. And there's some of that.
Oh, yeah.
And he's right. The emailer is right.
Absolutely.
What he has done is right. But that actually has an end point to it, or it should have an end point to it.
I agree.
Because now it's getting into relationship stuff as opposed to financial advice, which you can get relationship advice from your parents. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, the person emailed me, asked for my opinion, and my opinion is this. I'm okay that the guy's not maxing out his IRA right now. They're going to be buying a house very quickly upon being 25, a $300,000 house. They both obviously make good money. If she's a pharmacist and his son's got an MBA then they're probably making $250,000.
Oh, easily.
So yeah, I mean,
I think let the kid live for a little while. He's making some good decisions, obviously.
I agree. I think there's
let
good
him
decisions
live for
being
a little
made.
bit.
Yeah.
He's on a good track.
So here's how this works. When you email us a question, what we try to do is if we put it on the air, I'm not going to email you back sometimes, we'll try to send you the audio. Like we'll send you a link to this week's show. And so if you're listening to this right now, emailer, you know your name.
Hi, emailer.
By the way, I can see what this person does for a living now, the emailer. it's a pretty analytical field. It's a pretty
So the way they're going about this makes
it's
sense.
not an accountant, but it's sort of a brain of an accountant.
Right on.
The brain of an engineer, if you will.
What's that like?
I can't talk to him. All right, so
Shout out, Dad.
there we go. I feel good about that.
Yeah, I do too.
How do you like him being in studio this week?
It's kind of fun. I like it.
Yeah, well, we'll see what the viewers say.
What
If you
people
haven't
say.
already, go to PeteThePlanner.tv, our new series, Pete's Eats.
It's fun.
It's fun, where
It's a
we
lot of
cook
fun.
$10 meals for a family of 4. The family of 4 being, well, more than 4 adults that work in our
Our
office.
office of 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Coming up after the break, we're going to hit a young guy who just started his career, wants to know what sort of backup plan needs to be in place. This guy emailed us. He's going for it. You can tell he's going to swing for the fences. He's going to try to make millions and millions of dollars in a healthy way. And he wants to know how to establish the base for that. All that is next on the Pete the Planner Show. I am Pete the Planner.